back to SimpleIndex University. In this video we're going to take a look at some of the logging options. As you can see here, I've loaded in one of our old favorites, the D1 read invoice with full page OCR. It's found in the sample jobs that install with SimpleIndex. Now, like I said, we're talking about the logging here. On the logging tab of my job options, by default you're not going to have the log here, so there's two different kinds of logs, and those are talked about in a different video. There's a batch log and an index log. Specifically, we're going to be taking a look at the index log here. And the index log is just what it sounds like. It's a record of each of the indexes that are captured from the various documents that go through SimpleIndex. And these options down below here give you some control over how that file is going to be named. So the file extension, when it says default here, that's going to be an IDX file, which stands for index file, and certain other of SimpleIndex software, for example, if you use SimpleSend, it by default looks for an IDX file as the source of the various documents it needs to work with. You can put a .log on there, .txt, CSV, and you see the others there. It really, right now, as a setup, it really is a comma-separated list of values. So CSV is a very true description of it. We'll talk about some of the options for changing out the separator too as we move along here, but let's just leave it where it is for now. Date interval, right now it's set to none. I could set it to, for example, time, and you'll see it's going to, when it makes the file name here, it's now going to put a timestamp at the beginning of it, so that would allow me to have a unique log file every time SimpleIndex runs, because the time's going to change every time we run this job. If we leave none, it's just going to call it indexlog.idx, and it'll keep adding to the same index file time after time. So the index file, one index file will just get bigger and bigger as it runs. We're going to leave that alone so we can see what it looks like up front. So all we've done here really is just turn it on. Let's go ahead and run the job that way and see what that looks like. So I'm going to hit OK here. I'm going to run the job. This one's set to just pre-index, so it's just going to shoot through and save out the files and be done. So if I go to my log folder, there it is, indexlog.idx. I've got that set already in my system to open with just Notepad, so when I click it, you can see it opens up there. So we have each of our index values that are captured in quotes here, and we have a comma between them. So remember I said it's just a comma-separated file. So there's the account number, the order number, the customer, and then over here we have the other things that SimpleIndex adds in automatically. So here's the path to the file. So it's in this subfolder done by the account number, and then the name is actually structured with the order number and the customer. It's a TIFF, it's a one-page file, and then here's the batch ID, which happens to be a timestamp of exactly when it ran. So that's really all there is to it. Let's go and change a couple of things and see what that looks like. So we're going to go back into our job options, back over to the logging tab, and this time let's make it a CSV. A lot of folks like to take these things straight into Excel, so CSV is an easy way to do that. And I'll show you what that looks like. And then we'll do date interval, we'll turn on time. We'll just give it a unique stamp there. And then just for the sake of changing some things, let's talk about, well, we've got some options down here. In our advanced log formatting, we could strip that leading slash that we saw in the path. You can take that off and just have it go straight into the first folder level, followed by the slash will still be there for any subfolders, and then for the file name, obviously. You can change those slashes to forward slashes if you're outputting this directly to some source that needs to do it as a like an HTML type structure. We can do that. And then here, we saw earlier we had the page count and the batch IDs. I could actually turn those off if I don't want them. So let's do that for the sake of this example. And then we can also choose to turn off our file path. So if you didn't want that, so if you just want straight up indexes, no file path information, no batch information, you can turn those options off. Right there. You did see that we had quotes around it before. We can choose to turn that off as well. Now we're going to open this next one up in Excel, so the quotes wouldn't be there anyway. It just uses it as a regular text value. And then we have a choice on separators here. We had the commas before. You can do the pipe character, you can do a semicolon, or you can do a tab. So if you prefer a tab separated list, which is very common also along with comma separated, that's one of the options. And we can also output the full path to the exported files. So you saw there we had the just the path basically from wherever the batch is, so that we started at the output level, the output folder, and it just gave me anything that came after that, which was any subfolders followed by the file name. If If I want the full path, so C colon or S colon or wherever you've got it going out to, we can do that too. We'll turn that one on and take a look at it. So we've got that set up. Let's run through this one. Run the job again. And one thing before I show you that one again, remember that the order in which your indexes appear in this index log is the same order that they're structured in your SimpleIndex job, so on the index tab here. So if you need them in a specific order, you certainly want to structure them that way here. So if we need the order number to come first, because that's the way our accounting system or whatever document management system we have on the back side expects to see it, I can just move my order number up to be the first field, just like that, and then order number will be the first value that shows up in that index log. Let's go over here and take a look at what we got. So there's the CSV. Let's open that up. It's going to pop up Excel. So you can see we've got the structure here going on now, where again we've got our order number, our account number, we've got the company that it went to, and now we have the full path out to. So it's starting with C colon images and then going all the way out and showing us the entire path rather than just starting with everything past this output folder, which is what we set up on the batch tab. That's what I saw in the first file that we ran. It's just the subfolder structure and the file name. And then turned off those things that we saw in the index log earlier, the page count and the batch ID. Those are no longer there. So again, you have a lot of control here, just depending on what you need to do with this index log on the back end. If you're needing to import these files into some sort of document management system, this is the place where you do it. One last thing I want to show you. This is a little more advanced, but for example, let's say that we needed to capture some information about who the user was or something like that. We can use our fixed fields in conjunction with this. Let's just say it's user. And then with all those choices we have in fixed fields are really covered in another video. We can go in here and bring in the Windows user that was on this. So if we needed to capture that as part of the logging information that goes into that ultimate index file and goes into your back-end management system, and the same thing, we can move that around, make it a higher field if it needs to be the very first field. We can certainly do that. So bear in mind that any information that you want to capture, there's probably a way to get it